Okay, so for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the ball cap method. We will not be using what you guys normally see people use, which is the wig cap. And by the way, you could do it with this and you will still get the same effect. I got these from CVS and this is the brand. I just have it in the color nude. What I like to do is I like to cut closer to where you actually put your leg in, just because this part has a little bit more stretch versus you using the foot part. I mean, eventually I will use all of it, but this I will just have to stretch out a lot more. So I'm just going to be cutting it from the top. So I don't want any of this part here. I'm just going to literally start where you see the line of demarcation there, and I'm going to cut it. And then as far as like how much to cut, honestly, just kind of eyeball it. I'm gonna say like arm's length, I would say, just to cut that much, because you don't need a lot. I have it cut off and this is what it looks like here. As you can see, this is a lot of room and this will definitely be able to go over my head. That's why I said I cut from that area versus at the end of the stocking cap, just because that part is going to be a little bit harder to work with. You're really going to have to like stretch it out, but don't waste your stockings. Make sure you use all of it if you're going to be doing this. So this is a glueless install, so I'm literally going to get some water and take this off real quick, because I'm going to be installing another wig for this video. I probably should have done this before I started, but like I said, this method is glueless, and what I do for this video will probably be glueless as well, so it's literally nothing to just go ahead and take it off. Just like that. Okay, so you always want to make sure that your hairline is clean. I just started by using some 91% rubbing alcohol. That should do the trick, just because it makes for a less like messier cleanup process. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put the cap on, put the stocking on. And I'm not really concerned that it's like out in the middle, you know, because if you use extra stocking cap, you're just going to end up cutting that off anyway. So, and I don't really need to take it down too far. I just need to, or you just need to make sure that it comes past your ear here. The next thing I'm going to do is take my scissors and cut out my ears. And make sure I have it pulled down enough. Cut a little hole into the ear part. And then just go ahead and put my ear through, just like that. And also, this is going to be a glueless ball cap method, so I'm going to be using the Ebin Wonderlace adhesive spray. I'm going to be using the yellow one, which is the extra mega hold. I do have the extreme one, the black one here. I think I'm almost out of this. I'll use this one first, and then if this runs out on me, then I'll switch to this one. But these are both great for doing this. So you're just going to spray it all over the hairline. Try not to get it like on your forehead or somewhere where it doesn't really necessarily need to be. That way you don't have to clean up too much stuff. And just smooth it out with your finger. Put a little bit extra by the ear tab if you need to. Like for instance, my hairline is right here, so I don't really need to bring the spray way out here, and that's going to end up being getting cut off anyway. I want to bring it a little bit in front of my hairline, but not like anything too crazy. Now that I have the adhesive on there, I'm just going to wait for this to completely dry. I'm going to hit it with the blow dryer just for a few minutes, and then I'm just going to let it continue to dry on its own, just air dry without the blow dryer being on it. I'm going to use it on the cool setting. I'm going to be using my razor, but I'm just going to use my scissors to kind of get me started. But using a razor for this step is a lot better. You could use either or, but as I lift up the cap a little bit, I'm just going to go with my razor and cut it from the opposite side. And this cap is so thin, which makes it that much more easier to cut it off, which is great. The little extra that's in the back here, I usually just like roll it up honestly and just tuck it under. Any areas lifted, you can just go right back in with the spray that area and then just blow dry it again. My hairline, it kind of like comes out on the sides here, so that's, you know, your cap is not going to look like a straight line across unless that's how your hairline is, but just kind of cut the cap according to your hairline. Like mine goes out right here, then it comes back, and then it only goes out on the sides here, so that's where I'm going to leave the cap at. And then it's kind of hard for me to get it to like cover my edges. They kind of come out anyway, especially on my wig. So what I've just started doing was just leaving them out. You don't have to do this step. You can feel free to, you know, let your cap go all the way down there, but I do kind of cut it on the edge just a little bit, just because it makes more sense when I apply my wigs. Like I said, the sides of my hair, they always stick out anyway, so I just started kind of leaving them out. At this point, once you have everything laid down nicely, you're going to go in with your foundation shade. I use the Ruby Kisses cream foundation from the beauty supply store. Sometimes I get number R15 or 16, one of the two, or sometimes I just go in and use my foundation. So I'm just going to put that on the bald cap here. I'm not going in like too heavy. I'm just going to kind of build up with putting the layers of the foundation on the cap. And that is pretty much it, you guys. I'm still like learning how to do the bald cap method, but I find that using the stocking cap is a lot easier to work with. And like I said, I don't really do the bald cap method to begin with. This is just like a every once in a while type thing, but when I do it, I'm happy with the results that I get from it. So you don't have to cover the entire cap. Yeah, you could take it back like halfway, but it's not necessarily to put it all around the entire cap. Like I said, I don't know if you guys can see the shadows, but there's my hairline peeking out a little bit on the sides here, but that's okay. I find that I just kind of have to do what's best for me, because when I bring the cap down even further, then it just doesn't look right, because the rest of my hairline is right here, only the sides kind of come forward, so it just makes my wig installs look a little strange. This is all there is to it. It's a very simple, easy, glueless bald cap method. I've tried this before with glue, and because I'm not really a pro at doing this method yet, the glue thing is just too messy for me, especially when you don't know what you're doing. So if you do want to try out the bald cap method, I would suggest that you guys try it out this way. You could use any type of hairspray adhesive. I just really like the Ebin hairsprays, and this is going to come right off with water too. I'm going to be installing a wig. This wig is from WEQUEEN Hair. I just plucked it just a very little bit, nothing too much, because it came pre-plucked, and then I just put my makeup on the lace, and that was pretty much it. They have this new like 3D type of lace, which means like it basically lays really flat once it's on your head. Like it kind of molds to the shape of like a curve or like an arc. So we're gonna install this and see what it's working with. There's a hole in the lace here from when I was pressing this hair, so if you do get this wig, be careful. The lace is really thin, which is really nice, which means it's going to lay down flawlessly, but it did burn a little bit with my hot comb there. Really, it burned right at the edge of the hairline, so I can easily, that part's gonna come off anyway once I install it. But this is a body wave wig, so now that I've done the bald cap, I'm just gonna let you guys watch me install this. Definitely give you more than enough lace to work with, but this is what I was talking about when I mentioned the 3D lace thing. It just lays really, really flat. You see how like this is not sticking up or anything, like it's just kind of laying flat against my head, but I need to be able to see what I'm doing, so I'm gonna take off some of this lace.